Welcome back to EU4, where we're currently watching Angola do Angola things, I guess. I don't know. For the past two episodes, they have done absolutely nothing, so not much has been missed there. I mean, Moravi did kind of perish, Kilwa took it, and then it got transformed into Tambuka for the rest. Kind of weird, but I could care less. Beyond that, though, Angola is basically just sitting around, building up its military, and also increasing its manpower reserves. And basically, they have limited the amount of people that they can go to war by. Oh my. The amount of people that they can go to war to by two, meaning that they can only declare on one. That one nation would be Luba, right here. Luba is the only one that they can actually declare war on, and Luba would actually be the toughest out of all three of these to actually break. Even though I think Kakunja just got a level 3 fort. That is actually kind of scary. Maybe Kakunja is actually the most powerful now, since they got that level 3 fort. But either way, Luba does have many different allies. Rwanda, Burundi, and Buganda all the way up in the north. I do believe each and every one of these guys has a level 3 fort, which is by far the most powerful on currently this section of the continent, which will easily allow them to basically destroy any nation that will try and deal with them. And what I'm noticing is that Angola, even though it's been sitting around for quite a while now, has no forts besides its capital, and that is just a level 1 fort. This will cause many issues because basically all these other territories besides the capital can easily be taken down. Easily. And even then, the capital is only a level 1 fort, so it wouldn't take too long. Now, these guys will at least survive a little bit, since you need at least 9,000 soldiers to siege on a level 3 fort. And since Angola only has like 14,000 people right now, I don't know if they would have that much to spare to actually fight off all of these guys. Because they definitely amount to more than 14,000. So it's kind of. They've kind of. Okay, there we go. Angola broke their little guarantees. So basically, that means that now they have a truce until 1487 with Kakunja and Kazembe, which will allow Kakunja and Kazembe to grow their alliance years and also build level 3 forts. Except for Kakunja, I doubt that they can build technically a level 2 one over here. I doubt they could. I don't think they'd make that much money. But Kazembe could definitely build that up to a level 3 and maybe make another level 2. I doubt that they have that kind of money, but they might. They definitely could. But either way, making these crucial alliances with these more northern people up here will be crucial, since these guys have level 3 forts coming out of everything. They're basically building them everywhere. So Kazembe's allied to Buha, which, boom, there you go, there's your level 3 fort. And Kakunja is allied to Karagwe, which, no surprise there, has a level 3 fort. So there you go. Technically, Kazembe would actually be the easier one to take down, based off of level 3 forts. Which is surprising, since Kakunja is pretty small. But yeah, if Angola wanted to fight any of them, it would have to be Kazembe and Karagwe. And those just really aren't the greatest people to go to war with, in my opinion. And really, that's it for now. Most likely something big will probably pop up, but who knows when it will happen. 1492 may just roll around in this episode. It might or it might not. We'll just have to see, watch, and hope. Angola has taken a step. They have declared war upon Luba. Now, in this war, they are fighting Luba, Rwanda, Burundi, and Buganda. That is basically everyone that I said would join the war. Now, luckily, Angola did bring up their army to 17,000, and now they have 22,000 manpower. One thing I did not look on earlier was military technology. Angola actually has 6. That has increased a lot. I don't know if it's increased to the point that they could. Okay. Uba's at 4. That's not going to help. And all these guys are at 4. Now, that will not affect their forts. Their forts will remain completely fine. Okay, so Luba actually does have a level 2 fort in Kusu. So that's not going to help, 1. 2, um, basically what military tech does is that it allows, 1, to build much larger and much better forts, and 2, it gives armies more strength and more power and basically better units. And having a 2 tech advantage gives uh, basically Angola the greatest leeway the world can offer, besides being the Ottomans. This should allow them to easily crush a much larger force than 17,000. And considering that they're still building more troops, and these guys don't have a whole lot of cash and aren't even really coming to support Luba at the moment, I can assume that Luba will probably fall, near 5,000 getting completely obliterated. Then Angola can march up to Rwanda, probably siege down Rwanda without anyone coming to their rescue. And there'll probably be a fight for Burundi or Buganda, one of these two. And with the amount of forts, Burundi or Buganda? Okay, probably not Burundi, but there'll definitely be a fight for Buganda. Buganda is the most powerful, I would assume the most powerful of them. It has the most provinces and not really the largest army, but probably the most capability with manpower and whatnot. 13,000. Actually, no. I think they're probably one of the weaker ones right now, but that don't really matter because the main war participant is, of course, Luba, and if Luba falls, the majority of the war score should fall into Angola's hands. So these guys should probably come down and try to swing this in Luba's favor real fast before the fort falls, but I don't know if they're going to do that. I think they're going to sit up here, or from what I'm seeing right now, they might try and go all the way down to the south and attack Kaunde, Kaunda, or whatever, one of those. And also, it looks like another war is going on between Karagwe and Buganda, actually. Yes, it's Buganda. So Buganda's by itself, and Buganda, on its part, is fighting just Karagwe. So most likely Karagwe will actually win this because actually wait, no. Karagwe might not win because Buganda is a level 3 fort, and like I said earlier, you need at least 9,000 troops to siege it down. So, in theory, all Buganda has to do is make sure that this number never gets to 9,000. Now, it does look like Karagwe is starting to build up its forces and is sending them across. But all Buganda needs to do, like I said, is just keep that number below 9,000. And while we were up there, Luba has fallen. And now it looks like Kusu is the next one to fall to the Angolan advance. Although that is 1,100 troops that just died. Pretty sad. Wait, no. Is that 1,100? Yeah, 1,100 troops just died. Fairly certain on that math. How is... Okay, Angola manpower just plummeted to 13,000. That's not a good number. That's not a good number at all. But Angola should be able to at least make some moves against Buganda and Rwanda and Burundi, possibly. I don't think any of them have made it down south here yet. No. I mean, technically, Buganda has made it down south just from retreating right through enemy lines, which makes absolutely no sense, but I guess it happened. This is the reason why you have forts in your country. These forts just spawned overnight. This is a lot of rebels for yeah, that's a lot of rebels. A good thing is that both of these forts have fallen, and the Luban army is being massacred in Himba. So overall, pretty good. They did get massacred. I think that was a stack wipe. Yep, Luba officially has no troops, which really what they should have done is siege down Hemba real fast, and Luba's out of the war. That's what they should have done. These guys, I don't know what they're doing at this point. They're just running around in the mountains. And these are mountains, right? Highlands. Okay, they're highlands. They're just running around, not really doing all that much. What is this? That's Buganda. Buganda got its army back together. That's cool. And they're trying to siege down one little province. Oh, how mighty. Um, Beyond that though, looks like Karagwe did get up to 9,000 troops, and they're officially sieging down the Bugandan capital of Buganda. Very creative on that one. And they're already at 7%. It looks like a fight might actually break out here relatively soon. Because if they can get up to 7 or 6, that's 8. That's already pretty close to beating them. The only problem is that they look like they're trying to siege down Karagwe with the incorrect amount of troops, and that probably won't help them. It looks like Angola just got back up to 20k after that fight. They are at 0 manpower though, so that's not going to be very helpful for them. And it looks like they're going to try and run around and beat up these rebels one by one, which is probably the plan to go after sieging down most of Luba. And really, I don't think Luba will have enough money to be able to spawn a whole lot of people in Hemba. But they could. They definitely could. Wouldn't surprise me all that much. I am wondering who's going to win this war, though. It's going to be very interesting to see who wins and who doesn't. But I think it is still a 1v1 right now. Good 1v1. Yep, just a 1v1 for now. Uganda actually has no allies. I'm guessing Luba declined. Ooh. Yeah, Luba probably declined the offer to join the war. But are they going to go in and attack them? No. They're going to sit around and. Actually, the smart idea, they're going to try and siege all these down, aren't they? Oh, that's smart. They're going to siege all this down, so then Buganda cannot make any more troops, and then go in and attack while these guys were losing troops trying to siege down a fort that they can't possibly siege down. That is probably the best play, actually. Pretty smart one at that. Angola beat down the second group of rebels. Now they're down to 19k troops. Probably not the best case scenario for them, but it is a scenario in which they probably will win eventually, I guess. It looks like all Luba's helpers are just sitting in Buzinza, so it doesn't look like they're going to be much of help. And big battle. Who's going to win? And okay, Karagwe has won. They are now the champions of the North. I guess they are. Huh. Oh boy, Buganda. Oh wait, it's shifting. It's becoming closer. But Karagwe still won. And so Karagwe should become the champion of the Northern Territories. And really all they have to do is peace out. There you go. And Buganda is no more. uh, Borneo was released, who has their independence guaranteed by Karagwe for now. And Karagwe took these southern two provinces, actually adding a level 2 fort to their growing empire, which will help them later on, because the more forts you have, the more defensive you can be. Looks like I think this northern one's gonna get beat down real fast. Beyond that, they're down to actually they're up to 20K. As long as they can stay at 20K, 19K mark, they should do pretty good. And it looks like the Luban army is about to try and retake Kusu, or at least one of these forts. I don't know how successful that's going to be. Probably isn't going to be anywhere near successful. But Luba did lose an ally, and really it's only Rwanda and Burundi left. So that's an unfortunate development. But the good thing is Burundi is at least coming into Kusu to help them siege. So potentially Luba and Burundi can hold off the Angolan advance. I really doubt they can, but that is basically their best hope. Because it looks like Rwanda is just going to sit there with their level 2 general, doing absolutely nothing. So Angola did beat the combined forces of Burundi and Luba at Kusu. I decided not to show the footage because it was a massacre, and no one really wants to see a massacre, now do they? The last one remaining is Rwanda, and they're doing the only sensible thing, retreating into the foothills. So they're gone. They're officially no longer a threat. Luba has been officially full siege down, and really the only two left on the board after the fall of Buganda is Basuga and Rwanda. And I kinda doubt either one's gonna do. Never mind. It looks like Rwanda might get taken off the board as well, because Buha just declared war upon Rwanda. Um, this is probably not a very good situation for Rwanda. And Rwanda probably will get stack wiped relatively soon. Actually, they probably won't get stack wiped. I'm sorry. They're going to be removed from the game. That is a much better way of saying this. They're just done. There is no coming back from this. And Nikore, or no, Burundi. Nikore would be, if it did spawn, it would be like further over here. Which Nikore should be a real country. Yes, Nikore is a real country. It's an OPM. Beyond that, it looks like Angola could either go for Induga or Nkoma. Either one would work, but it looks like, oh, the war's over. Well, that was quick. So basically, Luba has been full annexed, with neither one of these being at all even touched, really. Besides all of Burundi's military just getting absolutely obliterated. Beyond that, Buha is still at war with Rwanda up here, but I doubt that Buha will make any kind of maneuver. They'll have to get their forces up to 9,000, or Rwanda could, but that's less likely. And once they get up to 9,000, they'll have to slowly siege down Induga until they eventually win. Or they just give up. Either one works. And more rebels popped up in Angolan sovereign territory, so they'll probably be over there dealing with that. And from what I can understand, they could basically just go right to war with Kinkunja or Kazembe, because their truces have been finished for a while, probably. So Buha has officially gotten up to 9,000. It was actually looking like Rwanda might actually get up to 9,000. They got very close. Uh, they're basically at 9,000. They will eventually grow to 9,000, especially since they have manpower. But unfortunately for Rwanda, Buha has an ally that they can rely upon, and that is Kazembe. Kazembe managed to get their entire army through here, up through this region, and right into Induga, which will soon allow Buha to fully siege down Rwanda. And basically the Rwandan army can do nothing, because unlike most of these other guys, Kazembe actually has 5 military tech, meaning that actually no, I'm wrong. All of these guys have 5. So really it wouldn't matter, I guess I could say. And really, Kazembe, the only thing that Kazembe can actually brag about is having 7 administrative tech, which is cool. But since they have the military tech pretty much evened out, I would assume that none of these guys can really call an advantage. So it'd be basically numbers and terrain. So if Rwanda did go in, they would actually have the terrain bonus, but they would probably just lose solely based off numbers. And Angola is probably there you go. Angola has declared their next war against Kakunja, and they're facing off against their first ever level 3 fort at Upemba. So that will be cool. And luckily there's not another fort this time, but they are just allowing the Kakunjan army to just run around rampant. That also means that they'll be facing off against Karagwe, who has gone down to 4,000. That is actually kind of weak, I will admit. And this may just allow one of these southern guys, if they ever do end their war, to eventually come up and beat Karagwe at some point. I kind of doubt that they will since they are at war, but if they do, that could be an option. And Kakunja is actually going down all the way to Benguela, hoping that they can siege that down before the fall of Opemba. But we'll see if that happens or not.